everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Julie. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to say I've been really slow at making these videos. I got a cool badass reptile job that I started last month and I've been working like crazy. So if I look tired, that is why. So I plan on doing more videos soon. We have the NARBC Tinley show coming up. There's a couple other shows I'm going to. Got lots of ideas. So hopefully I've got a schedule that'll kick out some videos for you. Today we're joined by my ball python anthracite. I chose anthracite for this video because today I'm talking about some of my rocks. So I'm a geologist. I have a huge rock collection. It comes from collecting out in the field, getting them at rock shows, buying them at rock shops, gifts. I have a lot of rocks, needless to say. So part of the collection's right behind me on this shelf. I have another shelf, and then I have fossils that were given to me, fossil casts, and then buckets and buckets of rocks in my house, so I thought I'd go through them. Anthracite is a relevant name for today's video because anthracite is a rock. Anthracite is a metamorphosed form of coal, so it went through some alteration process, so it's not kind of the original structure. Shiny, it's still black like coal products. Anyway, since I know you're animal people, mostly on my channel, he is a black pastel cinnamon ball python. He is a boy. All right, so it's going to be kind of a variety show. At first I was going to break it into groups of rocks. I figured why not just be random and do random groups of rocks. This might be a multi-part series because I have a ton of rocks. I'm not going to do any fossils, for example, today. I might not even do petrified wood. I might just do rocks and minerals. The next rock that I'm going to show you is called, well, it's actually a slice. It would normally be a round sphere, but it is called a thunder egg. So thunder eggs are basically like filled geodes. Geodes are going to be hollow structures that have crystals inside, whereas a thunder egg is a completely filled structure. Often have chalcedony or chalcedony, however you want to say it, agate, jasper, and opal. They're often found in rhyolite lava flows. Water carries silica through porous rock in the lava flows and creates these little spherical structures that get infilled with all sorts of goodies. So Native Americans actually think that they are the eggs of thunderbirds, which gives them the name thunder eggs. And then I have this one. So this one I bought as a thunder egg, but now when I actually thought about it, I didn't actually think about it for a while. I just thought it was a cool rock. It's hollow, so it actually might be a geode. This is a geode. This one I actually bought to smash to make into my rock bouquet for my wedding. Carried a really heavy, basically bowling ball sized rock bouquet at my wedding. Lobbed this at the floor, broke it up, stuck it on my bouquet. This is a geode. Also a geode, except this one's filled with galena. It's more metallic, so it's just another example of a geode. My favorite mineral, called Labradorites, like the dog Labrador. It's a calcium-rich feldspar, specifically from the plagioclase series. It has a specific iridescence, coined as Labradorescence, so very creative. Kind of has that mother of pearl look to it. Ooh, there we go. Labradorescence. Snakes also have a Labradorescence. I don't know if you can see his. He's a little bit dull because he's gonna shed soon. Nope, you can't see his Labradorescence. But anyway, so iridescent rocks are really cool. Iridescent snakes are really cool. Another favorite of mine and my birthstone is an opal. I got this one when I went to Australia, so most of the world's opal come from Australia. This little cute little opal here probably started forming around 40 million years ago within the Artesian Basin. Also has iridescence. This is microcline, specifically the gemstone that makes amazonite. Just like it because it's blue. It's a potassium feldspar. These are one of the crystals that people like to collect for their auras or whatever they do. It's a signal of hope, or it provides hope. I don't know. Really cool is that they believe that the Book of the Dead from Egypt is actually kind of created with this stone, which I think is way cooler than it being a symbol of hope. Dendrites. So dendrites is basically a pattern on a rock. They're crystalline structures. Ooh. Why are you doing this? That resemble trees or moss or snowflakes. It forms when a mineral migrates from a point of origin to a more suitable spot. Patterns are completely random, so why they're forming into specific spots there might not be a reason. Just was more favorable for the mineral to migrate that way, or element to migrate that way. You can actually recreate these in a lab too. Sorry, I have to fix my hat. 1 second. So you can actually create these in a lab too. So just like snowflakes, if you super cool some rocks and minerals, you can actually create these in a lab, although they occur in nature all the time. A lot of people think that they found fossils when they find these, but it's actually just these little crystalline patterns. So that would be called a pseudo-fossil. I would see these a lot when I worked at a museum. People would be like, I found a thing. And I'd be like, no, you didn't. You just found a cool rock. And a lot of people get mad at you and tell you, no, it's a fossil. And you just let them think stupid things. Speaking of lab-grown rocks, I have a few of those. First one, and these are all really fragile, it's called blastite. So it's a ammonium nitrate rock. This one's called nyahite. Honestly, I don't know what either of those things do. They were grown in the lab. It's pretty sweet. Alright, so this rock right here I found myself. I found it in a limestone quarry. What's really cool is this jagged structure in the middle. So this structure is called a stylolite. It's basically jagged surfaces in rock formed by pressure dissolution. So basically minerals that are insoluble in water, so they can't, go away with water, remain in the structure, creating a textural difference. This can be due to tectonics, so like faulting or earthquakes. It doesn't have to be, it could be other processes that are going on as well. This is a cave mineral. This could be anything from a stalactite, or it's hanging tight to the ceiling, or a stalagmite where it might reach the top. Those jagged structures you see in caves. So they're actually formed kind of like, if you think about it, a candle dripping. So if you think of the wax that drips, makes a little structure, and then some more drips and makes another structure and hardens. And so it has all these layers. What's really cool is it's from water percolating into the cave, and that can bring in minerals from the outside, different, environments, and you can actually tell a lot about the environment based on the ring structure of cave minerals. So here's one from the Black Hills. I studied paleontology in the Black Hills, so the Black Hills are important to me. A side note about cave crystals, don't take them. You go into a cave, leave it there. It's meant to do its thing. It's meant to give us a cool time frame for scientists to look at. If someone owns a private cave and they're willing to take samples and give it to you, like the gift shop, like that one, go ahead. But do not take from, national park services or, private things. PSA. Really cool. It's a calcium borate hydroxide mineral. Don't care, but I'm gonna tell you that anyway. It's a really cool thing. It looks pretty boring. It's an evaporite, so that means it formed by precipitating. So if you think of like the Great Salt Lake, water, and then there's like minerals floating in that water, and eventually that water goes away and dries up, and you're left with these cool little minerals. So that's an evaporite. This is a really cool one. It's called ulexite. It's also known as the TV rock. Fibers of this crystal magnify things that are behind it, just due to different polarization properties within the rock. But anyway, or mineral, not rock. So anyway, we'll go with birds. So if you look, I don't have the best specimen, but as you can see, it magnifies what's behind it. So it's pretty neat. I think I showed this one when I talked about rocks in a different video. I'm gonna show it again and give you more fun facts. This is actually uranium glass, also known as depression glass. Trace amounts of uranium make it glow. So maybe I'll do a video with all my glowing rocks because I have a surprising amount of rocks that glow under UV light. Minerals can glow under 2 different wavelengths of UV light. I have both of those. It's pretty sweet. This one was used in the movies to make kryptonite for Superman movies. Also used in antique glassware. A fun part of studying museums is I learn all the things that can kill you. So like cellulite stuff can just explode. Botulism's a thing in museums. But anyway, there's a lot of radioactive things. Some are in glassware. Super fun part of going through antique stores and museums is looking for things that might kill you. So uranium glass things. Also, orange Fiesta ware for some reason has radioactive material in it. So maybe when you go antique shopping, don't get stuff with this color and don't get the orange stuff either. This unassuming basic ass rock is actually pretty cool. It's called a Husky Stone, known widely in Michigan. It's their state rock, I think. How it formed was it's actually fossil coral that formed during probably the Devonian period. And then when glaciation went through the area, it basically ripped up these little chunks of fossilized coral and made these cute little rocks. And so you're wondering, like, why does Julie care about this stupid rock? So this is a dry rock. Here's water, some science for you. Water reveals a really cool pattern. So these are all little coral colonies in the rock. I was pretty close to my dentist Growing up, my family has teeth problems. We go to the dentist a lot. I haven't during COVID because I'm a horrible person. But anyway, so my childhood dentist, he actually came to my wedding. Like, that's how close we are to my dentist. Growing up, since I was interested in paleontology, he actually would bring me rocks because he had a friend who was a rock hunter and a paleontologist friend and all this other stuff. So I got some like random rocks every time I went to the dentist. And this was one of them. So this is one of my dentist rocks. Next mineral is a very versatile mineral. It's used in a lot of things. It's gypsum. So it's also known as selenite when it's in this kind of like crystalline form. So anyway, this is gypsum. So this flat piece right there. This is gypsum. So long things used in decorations and stuff. This is gypsum called a rosette. So they're kind of cute. And this one's gypsum, this huge thing in the back. And gypsum, it's really cool, makes these wonderful structures. All right, so these last two minerals are gonna look very similar, but they're very different. So we have this beauty right here. Beautiful snake, beautiful crystal. This guy, it's a little dusty, I probably should wash it. So this is amethyst, also known as quartz. It's a very hard mineral, common crystal. Quartz comes in many colors and they each have their own gemstone names. This one's amethyst, the purple one. So a bunch of tiny little quartz crystals there. This one is called dogtooth calcite. They look very similar, but calcite is a lot softer than quartz. They're also made of different materials. Quartz is a silicate mineral, while calcite is a calcium carbonate mineral. You can scratch this one with, say, a penny, where it's going to take you something a lot harder to scratch the minerals on this one. That one I just got in a gift shop, but this one I got for volunteering on creating exhibits for a museum. So this was a thank you gift, and I love it, and it's in my collection for years now. I didn't even scratch the surface on all my rocks. That was just only a really tiny handful of them. I have a bunch of really tiny ones. I have so many more. So I'll probably make some more videos of these. This was requested by a few of my friends. So thanks for sticking through my first Meet My Rocks video. This is Anthracite. I'm Julie. Like and subscribe for more content. See you soon for different show videos and more rock videos. Thanks. Stop. Peeing. The joys of having animals is that they tend to pee on you a lot. So thanks, bud, for getting me all full of pee. My hair is all now soaked with pee. Yeah, look at that little smirk.